English has that, what we call the schwa. That schwa occurs everywhere. Even in this word. You see that E there? That's a schwa. Schwa sound. You don't say the book or the book. You say the. See that sound? That's the schwa. The book. That's a schwa sound. Again, you don't say the, you don't say the, well maybe you do, I don't know. But generally in normal speech you'll say the book. That's called a schwa. Well, so right off the bat, if you look at the letter A in English, you have 4 distinctive sounds. Now, to go back again to our Mi'kmaq vowels, you never have to worry about that. Never. You just learn, Curtis probably told you this already, learn the vowels because this is your entrance key to learning how to read and write Mi'kmaq. Your entrance key. So, what do you have to do? Memorize 6 vowels. That's all you have to do. Just a, e, I, o, u, and they never change sounds. Remember that. It doesn't matter whether you find it in the beginning of a word, the middle of the word, or the end of the word. They do not change sounds. Spanish is easy to read because of that same reason. They follow what is also called, that we call here, phonemic principle, right? Like that. So what does phonemic principle mean? Phoneme, of course, means sound, right? So the phonemic principle is this. For every letter in Mi'kmaq, there should be only one sound. For every one sound, there should be only one letter. So if you have 10 letters in a word, you've got to have 10 sounds, otherwise there's something wrong. Okay? Spanish does the same thing. Italian does the same thing. Many other languages, Portuguese does the same thing. The only language which is different is English. English doesn't follow the phonemic principle. It's not because they did it purposely. It was because about 700-800 years ago there was a big migration, in Europe, and they moved over to England. When they moved to England after 600-700 years of separation, right, this language in England began to change. But you know what they didn't change with it? The writing system. They kept the writing system. Because English being a Germanic language, let me just write this word that everybody knows. Everybody knows this word, right? You hear 3 sounds in that, but you have 5 letters. You hear the N, you hear the I, and you hear the T. You do not hear the GH. So why would they put it in? Because historically it used to be there. Here's the way that word was pronounced, being a Germanic, English being a Germanic language. It was pronounced like this, nicht, nicht. So you hear them all. You hear the N, the I, the GH, and the T. You see? So had they changed the writing system, the time the language was changing, it would have been great, but they didn't. So that's the way it is, as Becky would say. That's just the way it is. Okay? So anyway, to go back, so we have 11 vowels and we have 11 consonants. We didn't plan it that way, it just worked out that way. We have 6 short and 5 long vowels. But Curtis has already filled you in quite nicely on that fact. Okay, so if you could put that in your head, and you don't have to remember these long ones, but you remember the short ones, you already know what the long ones sound like. The long ones do not change sound, they change in length. Not sound, the sound is the same. It's the exact same sound, except the length is different, it's a little bit longer. Are you with me there? Is there anything there that I said that you don't quite get? Okay, lovely. Okay, so what I say about the letter A, by the way, goes with every single one of those vowels in English. In English. The E has about 4 sounds. So does the I. So does the O. So does the U. That's the problem with English. When you're learning how to read and write English, that's the problem. They say it takes about 8 years to learn how to write English well, from the time you start school till 8 years later. With our writing system in Mi'kmaq, if we used it every day on a daily basis in total immersion school, it would take you only 2 years.